Hello and welcome to a special bonus episode of Disney Movie Investigation. If this is your first time watching, welcome to the show. This is an ongoing bonus series as we remember those shows from when we were growing up. On this episode, we're going back to the Disney afternoon as we take a look at Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. And if you are enjoying these videos, I do ask that you please hit that subscribe button. That way you'll be notified with each new video. But for now, sit back and enjoy this episode of Disney Movie Investigation. So like I said, today we're covering Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. This series was created by Tad Stones and Alan Zasloff. It was aired on the Disney Channel and syndication. The production companies were Walt Disney Television Animation, and it aired between March 4th, 1989 to November 19th, 1990. So in terms of the production, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers was originally one of three shows that was a spin-off of the very popular DuckTales series. Disney would spend $28 million in development, and along with Tailspin and Darkwing Duck, these three shows would compose the original Disney afternoon that would be sent to syndication around the country. Initially, Tad Stones came up with the idea, but Chip 'n Dale was actually not part of the original pitch. Stones would pitch the idea based on the very popular Rescuers movie, but Disney declined to include the Rescuers in the series because there was already a sequel in development. A new show was then created called Metro Mice, and this featured an Indiana Jones-style character named Kit Colby and his chameleon sidekick. When pitched to Disney CEO Michael Eisner and Jeffrey Katzenberg, they rejected the Kit Colby idea and suggested that they use Chip 'n Dale because they were already established characters. The series premiered in 1989 on the Disney Channel, and then it got moved into syndication. When the show was being aired in reruns, it would air on various programming blocks, including the Disney Block Party. The theme song was written by Mark Mueller and performed by Jeff Perscotto. A full-length version of the song would be performed by the Jets and added to the Disney Afternoon soundtrack album. In terms of the cast of characters, we have Chip, who is voiced by Tress MacNeille. Dale, voiced by Corey Burton. Monterey Jack was voiced by Peter Cullen and sometimes Jim Cummings. Gadget was voiced by Tress MacNeille. Zipper by Corey Burton. In terms of the villains, the main two villains were Fat Cat, voiced by Jim Cummings, Norton Nimnall by Jim Cummings, and occasionally there was a third villain called Rat Capone, and his voice was Jim Cummings as well. In terms of the plot, Chip 'n Dale are chipmunks that started a detective agency called the Rescue Rangers. With their friends, they deal with crimes that are too small for the police to manage. In terms of the legacy, several episodes would be released on VHS package tapes containing 1 to 2 episodes. DVD collections of the episodes were released in, I think there's like 3-volume sets. The show would actually receive a Daytime Emmy for Best Animated Programming. And the Rescue Rangers would make cameo appearances in other Disney Channel shows, including Darkwing Duck, DuckTales, and Aladdin the series. In 1989, McDonald's actually released Happy Meal toys based on the series, and these were several of the characters were in those wind-up moving vehicle things that were very popular at the time. In terms of the theme parks, Chip 'n Dale and the Rescue Rangers were included in several theme park attractions and parades. The characters would be featured in the Disneyland parade, Hooray for Disney Stars. And then from 1990 to 1993, Walt Disney World would run a show called Mickey's Magical TV World, which showcased Chip 'n Dale in their Rescue Rangers outfits. In 1990, Walt Disney World on Ice 10th anniversary would feature Chip 'n Dale in the Rescue Rangers outfits again. In 1991, a Disney afternoon show called Plain Crazy would feature the Rescue Rangers. In addition, item cutouts of Gadget, Chip 'n Dale were also featured at the Fantasyland Autopia. In 1993, they actually got their own attraction as Gadget's Go Coaster. A junior roller coaster opened as part of Mickey's Toontown in Disneyland, and in 1996, it opened in Tokyo Disneyland. Gadget and Monterey Jack would appear in Disney's Party Express and a few New Year's countdown parades in Tokyo Disneyland. And then in 2010, Gadget would appear on stage during Disney's 12 Days of Christmas. The characters also appeared in comic books. A monthly comic book series was released by Disney Comics in 1990 and ran for 19 issues, as well as several short-form comics appeared in the Disney Adventures magazines. In September of 2010, Boom Studios revived the characters in a comic series with 8 issues and 22 4-part stories in paperback books as well. In terms of video games, in 1990, Capcom released a video game adaptation of the series for Nintendo, and this was followed up by a sequel called Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers 2 in 1993. A handheld Tiger game was released in 1990, and then a PC game called Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers: The Adventures in Nimnol's Castle was released in 1990 as well. As well, in 2010, a mobile game called Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers was released. In 2022, the characters would appear in a direct-to-Disney Plus film adaptation, and we will review that separately on a separate video. In terms of memories of the show, I liked the show as a kid. I thought it was really good. I kind of love the different adventures, as well as they had 2 kind of main villains, Fat Cat and his gang, as well as Norton Nimnol. I like the variety of the Rescue Rangers as well. Like you had Chip and Dale, like Chip being the leader, Dale being the humor, and then you had Gadget being the brains and Monterey Jack being the muscle. I thought that was a really cool addition because everyone kind of had their role. And like I said, I like the different adventure stories. It was kind of creative, kind of doing things from a chipmunk point of view. So definitely recommend this one. It is available on Disney Plus, so you can watch all the episodes. So thank you so much for joining us here on another episode of Disney Movie Investigation. I would invite anyone to please leave a comment below on what they think or their memories of Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. And as we look forward to our next bonus episode, we're going to take a look at a Nickelodeon game show as we take a look at the Legends of the Forbidden Temple. So until next month, I hope you have a magical day, and we will see you real soon.